Welcome once again to my YouTube channel. Today I am so excited to share this tutorial with you guys. It's a video of this trending style, this Bubu gown that is trending now on Instagram. And to do this we just need two materials, your Ankara and ashoke. Just one ply of ashoke is good to go. So before we dive into this video, please make sure to subscribe to this channel and like this video, ask me any question in the comment section and share with your friends. So to start, we're going to cut this ashoke into 20 inches each, then we'll join two together, just the same measurement, 20 inches. We'll just set this aside. Basically, one ply of ashoke is enough to do this ashoke part. Okay, for these excesses that I cut off, I'm going to keep it aside and use it later on to make fringes in the video. Okay, so let's dive into the cutting parts. For the Ankara, we're going to be needing 4 yards of Ankara, which can be normal Ankara, it can also be adire, whatever works for you. So the very first thing you're going to do is to fold this Ankara into 4 plies, just like I've done here. Just fold it into 4 plies. Next, grab your tape and take the length of the gown, like the measurements for the length of the gown. In this case, mine is 60, so I'll just go ahead and mark 60. Add 2 inches allowance to it so that I can be able to fold it. For the neck, I'm just going to come down by 9 inches, or depending on whatever you want, you can make it 10 inches, but in this case I'm just going to use 9 inches by 3 inches, like 9 inches length, 3 inches width. Then you join the 2 dots. This is going to serve as the depth of our neckline. Okay, so for the back, I'm going to come in by 2 inches at the length, then by the width is going to retain the 3 inches that we did earlier. So at the shoulder length, we are going to mark off, I'm sorry this part is really not showing, but I just marked off 2 inches at the edge of the fabric, then slanted it down. Then for the armhole, which is the part I'm marking now, I came down by 11 inches. Then you're going to come in more by 4 inches. This 4 inches that came in, it depends on what you want to achieve. If you're making for a very big person, you can actually come in by 4 inches, but if it's for a slimmer person, you can consider coming in by as much as 7 inches or 8 inches depending. Okay, so this part differs. I'm making for a big person, so that is why I came in by 4 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead now and cut off the parts that are necessary. So next, I'm going to cut off the shoulder slants, after which I will come back to the neckline. When you look closely, you notice that I marked the neckline for front and the back at the same spot. This is because we folded our fabric into 4, if you remember. So by the time I'll be cutting it, I'll first of all cut the line for the back before I will now separate it, then cut the one for front. Just watch closely so that you will not make any mistake. So as I've cut the back now, I'll just shift it inside more so that it will not affect it while I'll be cutting for the front. So I'll just place it very well and trace out the line I marked for the front. It's just that simple, So we are basically done with the cutting of the gown. The next thing we're going to do is just to separate the front from the back, spread the front and place our ashoke on top of the fabric so we can be able to trace out the pattern that we want to achieve for the neck. Okay, so this is the part that you pay attention to get the placement of the ashoke. So now that I'm done with the spread, I'm just going to grab the ashoke, the one that we joined, all right, and place it under the fabric, then trace out the line. This line that you trace out, you just bring it out and cut it off. This will be the base of the neckline. Okay, So going forward, just place it the way it should be on the neckline, and then cut out this part. Okay, just cut it out. Then we'll place our tape on the down part, trace out 4 inches, and kind of draw an angular line that will make the shape that we're looking for come out. So after cutting off the angular line, we'll bring our remaining ashoke and fold it into two like so. Then place it on the part that was cut off at the neckline. This is what I'm talking about. Then when we are taking it to the sewing machine, we're just going to sew it down. But for here, we're just coming in by 1/2 inch and cutting it off so that the one under can cover up that 1/2 inch that we left. Okay, so this is basically it for the neck. We'll do the rest of it on the sewing machine. By the time you'll be sewing it, you just have to fold it in like this and put this one on top of it. This is what it's going to look like by the time we sew it. Then for the fringes, like the excesses, I'll just have to like kind of bring it out by cutting off the secured places at the edges. This will now enable me to bring out the fringes. These fringes will serve me, like I want to kind of use it to do a design at the pointed edge of the ashoke. You guys will see what I'm talking about by the time I bring out this one. So this is it. This, I'm going to now place it under like this when I'll be sewing it, so it will drop out like this. This one is actually small, so I'll just go ahead and cut off more and like do plenty of it so that it will be fuller, you know, so that it will give that full effect. So this is what it's going to be looking like. I think I'm okay with this. If you want, you can make yours more than this, but this is basically okay for me. So for the sewing part, I'm just going to bring the fringes together like so, then place it on my sewing machine and double stitch it, or rather like make it stick together very well. Okay, then bring it out and cut off the excess at the edge. So after this, we're just going to set this aside and make our main fabric. So to start off the main sewing, we're going to start with this part first. I'm just going to sew this place, then fold this side and sew also. Please forgive my camera, I didn't notice that it was shaking, but I believe that you can see everything clearly. Just ignore it, okay? So once we are done with the sewing, you just have to make sure you secure the edge, because if you leave it open like that, it's going to keep fluffing out. Okay, so you just have to stitch it and then cut off the excess. Next, you have to grab the other side, then fold it like so and cover the excess, like the edge at this point. So I'm just going to sew it straight like this now. So when you're done with the neck part, just sew down this side. It doesn't need to be folded because it's already secured, except for the angular parts, which you know that we cut off, so it has to be secured. So you just have to fold it like 1/2 inch inside. Do not forget to put our fringes when you come to the pointed part, okay? So just have to secure it, like make sure that it's flat and neat. Then I'll just put my fringes now. Please notice that I place the fringes under the ashoke when I'm done folding it neatly. Okay, so just place it under it so it will hide that rough edge, then double stitch there and continue your sewing. While sewing, just make sure the cloth is flat on your machine and everything is like lapping very well. You're good to go. There's no much thing to do about that. So once we're done with the sewing, this is what it looks like. So next I'm going to cut out what I'll use to turn up this neck, because it's obviously it's not going to be like this. I'll cut it out and show you guys. So this is what it looks like. Just place it and cut it off like this, then weave the edge. Do the same thing for the back. This is the one for the back. So I'll start the turn up from the back. Okay, the only thing I have to do is to place the material I cut on the right side of the neckline and then sew it. After sewing it, I'll just notch it and then cut it off. That's all. So just pay attention as to what I do. I know this is a simple thing to do though. So once I'm done notching, I'm just going to flip it over and then bend it off. I'll still secure it with an iron. So I'll just go ahead and do the same thing for the front. Okay, by the time we are securing it with an iron, we just like flatten it very well, then use hemming gum to, like to stick it to the fabric. So now I'm going to join the shoulders. Okay, I'll start from this edge, make sure the points are meeting, then start from the turn up that you did. You start sewing from there, then sew it through to the sleeve side. Repeat the same thing for the other hand. So once you're done with that part, you just take it to the ironing table, then grab your steam iron and press it down. Make sure that like the edge is very neat, then you just press it down. After which you just like kind of grab your hemming gum and place it at the edge of this, just like what I'm doing here. Just place it at the edge of the turn up fabric, whatever you call that. Just place it at the edge and use your iron to lay it down so it will not keep flapping up when your client wears it. So I'll just flip it over and iron the front also. So once we are done with the iron, take it back to the sewing machine, fold the hand by around 1.5 inch, then sew it. After sewing the hand, you can just go ahead and join the two sides by just 1 inch. Okay, once you're sewn it, fold it down and your gown is ready. I'm sorry I didn't get that part like when I was joining it, but this is just basically what you need to do. Just join the two sides and fold it down and iron your gown. The whole thing is ready. It doesn't need much work. Okay, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel please, and like this video if you like it. Thank you. So this is what it looks like when I wore it. Isn't it amazing? Don't you like it? So make sure to like this video. Bye.